have a confession to make. First of all, I cut my hair. And then the confession is that I don't know what to do with it. But second of all, is that this is going to be my first video without a script. I realized I just didn't want to make a lot of English mistakes, but then I just want to warn you there are going to be some mistakes here and there. I'm not very good at a lot of things, but what I'm really good at is that I could make an Airbnb listing pop for a living, from the staging, from all the weird stuff that you can actually see in the listings, and actual interior design changes that we're going to do on Photoshop. So let's dive into this Airbnb listing that I found in the States. So I've been trying to do some research about Airbnbs and how do people actually make their choices. And then I found 90% of guests choose a listing primarily based on how it looks in the pictures. And it's not about the actual picture, but how the space looks like. Also, poorly designed listings can have up to 40% lower occupancy rates compared to well designed ones. That's a huge impact. And also, well designed listings can charge up to 20 to 40% more. So that's what I'm doing this. A lot of things that I'm going to say apply to your own home. So let's dive into it. Okay, so these are the actual photos of the listings. So first of all, these artworks with letters, with phrases, I know they used to be trendy, but they're not anymore. Look at how big the wall is and look how small this artwork is for the space. The best thing that we can do for our space and for an Airbnb is to change all the light bulbs from white to really, really warm. That's gonna make you feel more relaxed, more at home, which is at the end what you want from an Airbnb. These ones should not be in the picture. Why? Because we're trying to stage the place. We're trying to make it look beautiful. This popcorn thing, it's cheap. It wasn't well thought. Also, less is more. What I'm seeing is a lot of little small things everywhere. At the end of the day, big statements would do a much better job than small things here and there. Also, this thing here, I feel that is overcrowding the wall. I don't think this is gonna do anything. It's too tall to actually reach it. I know Airbnbs, they love to have fake plants. Please pick the ones that actually look real and not like pretty fake. Okay, moving on. Ideally, we want to have lamps with very warm bulbs. I don't like this chair at all. Doesn't go with the style. I think we can just open this space eventually and have like two fluffy things here. I'm gonna show you to you later. So it just opens up the space. For the dining space, we're having artworks that are too small. Also, I don't like when dining tables are right next to the wall. I feel that if you're sitting down here, you're kind of like eating like this because you have a huge wall here that is not letting you actually open your arms. And we have a lot of space here. So I believe that we can move this dining table to here. Just get rid of this. It's much better to have a dining table that actually works than having two stools that probably nobody's going to use them. I don't want to have anything on this like countertop. I don't want to clutter the view, so I don't think these things should be in here. Moving on, the less things you have on the countertop, the better. Same thing with this. So what I like to do always is have a tray with the soap dispenser, with maybe some cream, and with maybe a candle. That will do the job, and then we're not gonna need any of this. Have a regular toilet paper thing just to put your paper, but you don't need this whole thing to place your toilet paper. You cannot have a champagne here inside of a popcorn bucket. You cannot do that. It doesn't look right. It's not there. They don't belong together. Okay, so we already know what is not working in this space. We're gonna try to maximize what they already have. Try to make the space look better without breaking the bank. So that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna try to get rid of all the clutter. Okay, so for the living room. So first things first, we're gonna do something with this wall, and then I need a bigger plant here. These kind of curtains, they don't do the job. I'm gonna get rid of this section of the sofa, and then we're gonna get rid of this rock. You should be able to see the rock, otherwise it defeats the purpose of the rock. And then we're gonna have a huge artwork here. Yeah, let's go to work on that. For dining area, I got rid of the bar stools. So what I'm going to do is actually place the dining table here. Here I definitely want a mirror because that way the space is gonna look much better because it's going to reflect what's on the other side. So I'm going to do that, and maybe I'm gonna place like a console here or like a piece of decoration here that we can use, and maybe a mirror. So that's what we're going to do with this. So we're gonna work on the bedrooms now. So I'm gonna have a curtain here. I feel that I'm going to get rid of this artwork, and maybe this wall would be perfect for an artwork. I definitely want to get rid of one of these. And then, yeah, because I'm not trying to change everything, I'm gonna try to leave as much as I can so the investment is not as big. I would love to have like a whole body mirror here. That's what we're going to do with the space. Here is the before and after of the living room. Of the dining room area. One of the bedrooms. I wanted to do as many changes as I could in a short period of time. This place can actually catch the attention now. And then that's it. I feel that if you like this video, I would love to keep doing it. I really like to do this stuff. So it was nice, it was entertaining, it was almost like playing Sims. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.